So it is that time of the year again where the editors here at BIKEPACKING.com share a dozen of their favorite products they used this year. And while, like I've said in past years, some of these products may be new to 2023, others may have just simply proven to be useful in the year. So let's just jump right into it. This past February, I was looking at ways to add water storage to my bike for a winter trip in Arizona. And after Miles told me about this thing, this is the Fidlock Uni Base, I was really intrigued. So I got a few and kind of started to mess around with them. I'm not one to willingly add weight to a fork, especially a suspension fork. So I started kind of looking at the bike from afar, and I saw a void on the top tube, and so that's where I attached this to, and well, the rest is history. So the Uni Base, or I think Universal Base, is a water bottle mount that works in tandem with the Fidlock twist bottles and mounts really anywhere you want. The Uni Base comes with a rubber backing for grip and frame protection and two straps that definitely lock the base into place really securely. I've used both the larger 800 milliliter bottle and 590 milliliter bottle with success and have never had the bottle actually fall off during riding. You could also add these to, say, a fork or elsewhere on the frame, but I only use them for bike packing trips with them mounted to the top tube of steel and carbon frames, and it worked great. So the Uni Base will run you $25 USD, and then you do have to get a Fidlock specific bottle, which can be found on Fidlock.com. And while I have had really good luck with the caps on Fidlock bottles, I ended up swapping them over to the locking camelback caps to just ensure my water stays put. I wouldn't mind seeing this kind of cap developed by Fidlock down the road. The thing about dropper levers is that there's only so much adjustability. So when I got a marketing email about the Wolftooth Remote Pro dropper lever earlier this year, I was pretty intrigued, especially since I already love the Wolftooth remote dropper levers. So the Remote Pro comes with 48 degrees of angular adjustment and 12 millimeters of adjustment on the bar, helping kind of negotiate the space around your brake clamp. And it also comes with 8 clamp options, seamlessly working with the most popular brake lever clamps out there. The lever is designed with an ovalized shape axle point, which kind of helps create that leverage at the beginning of the lever throw. And finally, the lever is designed with all metal parts, which are all replaceable. I've thrown the lever on a few different bikes with a few different cockpit configurations, and it has proven to be easy to work with, and the dropper level just feels fantastic, just like all of the Wolftooth levers. I guess one thing I would love to see is those color options coming back to the Wolftooth dropper levers. The Wolftooth Remote Pro costs $70 USD. All right, so before we move along, I just want to take a quick moment to let everybody know that this video is supported in part by Salsa Cycles. Salsa is adventure by bike. Salsa offers a range of mountain bikes, gravel bikes, all-road bikes, and fat tire bikes, all thoughtfully designed to enrich and enhance your cycling experience. Salsa truly understands the transformative power of adventure by bike. So to discover a little bit more about their products, visit the card right here. You can also find a link below. So while the Blackburn Big Switch Ratchet tool may not be reinventing the wheel, many of these Ratchet tools I've used just come with the Ratchet. So I typically need to carry either an extra tool or maybe not even carry the Ratchet altogether because it just doesn't have everything I want with it. Ratchets are certainly easier to use than multi-tools, and that's definitely why I prefer them. And when you add a chain brake tool, spoke tool, disc spreader, and an 8mm hex key, it's very intriguing. So I brought the Big Switch on all of my day trips and bike packing trips since I got it this spring. I love the 1/4-inch bits, as you can find replacements anywhere, but the case does a fantastic job of holding the bits, more so than other Ratchet bags I've used. The bits fit securely into the Ratchet tube, magnetizing either in the main Ratchet or the bottom of the handle, making it very versatile. The only thing I would love to see is a small extender, but I ended up adding one from another kit, and it fits really nicely in this mesh pocket. Overall, I'm a big fan of this tool, and it doesn't hurt that it has a sunset indicator tool. Whether it's accurate or not, it's the novelty that counts, right? The big switch will run you $50 USD. All right, so I haven't been more excited about a layer since I got my down pants last year, and those are pretty exciting. So I did a lot of bike packing trips in the high alpine and heat this year. So instead of coating myself with sunscreen, which just kind of makes me feel gross and absorb more dirt than necessary, instead I just threw on my Cotopaxi Sombra sun hoodie. Oh shoot, this is inside out. 1 second. So instead, I just threw on this thing, which is my Cotopaxi Sombra sun hoodie, which is made out of a 100% recycled polyester with UPF 50+ protection. So hooded, as you can see right here, which means when the sun kind of hits my back, I can simply pull the hood over my helmet and it fits nicely and securely and stays put. The hoodie comes in at 167 grams and packs down really small, so it really doesn't add much weight or room to my rig. Overall, I went out on a whim and purchased this Cotopaxi shirt in a very saturated sun shirt market before a Moab trip this spring, and I was really surprised with how well it performed. The 70 USD Sombra comes in men's and women's cuts and is available in a variety of different sizes and colors. A telltale sign of a favorite product is when it continuously finds a place on each bikepacking trip. And that's what I found with the Tailfin 1.1 liter top tube bag. Top tube bags are inherently simple, right? They should be. But the beauty of the Tailfin system here is that it is designed slightly different from that of most other top tube bags. Over the years, we've seen top tube mounts added to the top tubes of bikes, and this is such a great addition to bikes and for bike packing. But that kind of complicates these bags. Bags made explicitly for top tube direct mounts either don't work at all or very well when you don't have those mounts. But Tailfin designed a system that works exceptionally well with direct mounts or without, using their V-mount design. All right, so once the bolts or the included straps tighten down the bag, it is super secure and it does not require a connection around the stack spacers, making the cockpit a little bit more clean and the bag much easier to install. So I typically store most of my food in here. Just taking a peek, I've got some wrappers, some Gorp, a few bars, instant coffee, and even, some allergy medicine. During my testing of this bag, I found that the 1.5 liter bag was too big, and I preferred the zippered version of the 1.1 liter, but the range of top tube bags is diverse enough to offer flexibility for your needs and desires. The 1.1 liter zip version costs 70 USD. Using a sleeping bag for the longest time, I was excited to test a quilt again, and after using the Therm-A-Rest Vesper quilt all season, it gave me those warm and cozy vibes that you're looking for. I opted to go with the warmest Vesper because, well, I hate being cold. And after a few months with the Vesper 20 degree, I was really happy with that decision, especially paired with two pads I used that had 4+ R value. I was pretty warm. And on nights that stayed relatively warm, I found it to be much easier to kind of control my sleeping temperature with a quilt. Now, the 20 degree Fahrenheit indicates the limit of the quilt, as it actually has a 32 degree Fahrenheit comfort rating. And I camped in plenty of nights in sub-freezing temperatures. The quilt comes with a nice, tight, and warm toe box. The quilt baffles kind of extend down to the ground, and with two straps that wrap around your sleeping pad, it keeps everything nicely in place. For those chilly nights though, the top of the quilt comes with a cinch cord and a button to kind of help keep the top tight around your neck. And because quilts don't have bottoms, which is nice, it is definitely a touch lighter than most, in this case, 20 degree bags, coming in at 619 grams with a compression sack. And the Vesper 900 fill Nikwax treated down packs exceptionally well for a 20 degree quilt. The quilt comes in just shy of 500 USD, but if you don't need something this warm, the 32 degree bag comes in at 400 USD. All right, so I reviewed the Old Man Mountain Elkhorn Rack, I think over a year and a half ago now, and I really enjoyed it. But as I continue to review different bikes, I've realized that this is a very versatile rack, and I think I've come to like it a little bit more. Paired with their axle fit kits, the Elkhorn has been used on loads of test bikes this year, from full suspension bikes to bikes now coming with the new Eagle transmission. So the rack is made from an aluminum and has a weight capacity of 25 pounds, far more weight than I would ever need. It comes with 3 pack mounts on each leg and a unique fastening system with slotted flat struts that attach the rack uprights to your bike or fit kit. It also comes with a shorter deck. It has like a deck platform that kind of acts as a fender, and it comes with plenty of mounting points that help strap down the dry bag to the top. And this short deck was beneficial when mounted to a full suspension bike, as the rear shock compression moves that rack forward, so you have just less interference. And while the axle fit kits cost an additional $70 USD, it gives it that much more versatility, as you don't necessarily need to have a bike with rear rack mounts. The Elkhorn comes in tall and short version and has ample tire and mud clearance, and will run $168 USD. For a full review, check on the link in the description below. All right, speaking of dry bags, the Rogue Panda dry bag has seen loads of use this year, especially as I've kind of moved to using more racks for my bike packing setups. So usually I use two dry bags, one for my rack and one for a handlebar harness. And one of those bags is typically this thing, the Gila dry bag. A simple yet very well-made bag. The Gila comes in 3 different sizes, 12, 16, and 20 liter options. It comes with dual side opening, which kind of helps find items a little bit easier. And best of all, it's seam sealed, helping keep water out during rain events. So I ended up getting a medium and small dry bag built out of this Ultra Pack 200X, which is a serious lightweight and durable fabric. And I really enjoyed that small version over the medium, as it was big enough without becoming too bulky. And it comes in a long and rather slim offering, which I much prefer in my dry bags. So after a summer of heavy use, the 100 gram, 12 liter Gila worked exceptionally well. This bag will cost you $60 USD and comes in various colors and fabric choices. So for the longest time, I was pretty boring when it came to post-ride meals or dinner meals. Typically, it meant getting to camp, boiling some water, putting it inside a single-use bag, and waiting 30 minutes for my food to rehydrate. Yes, of course, at higher elevations. But when Cass introduced me to stasher bags, it kind of instantly added a bit more versatility and creativity to my meals. The Stasher Go Bowl and all of their bags are made from a food-grade silicone, and in this case, the Go Bowl is watertight and boil point safe, meaning I can add water, boiling water, and cook a meal inside it. The bowl also doubles as an excellent way to pack dinner from, say, a town or a pre-made meal from home. And with their pinch lock seal, I know it will stay closed and keep the contents in. Plus, it is super durable, enough to be thrown around, definitely a hallmark trait for bike packers. While the 2-cup Go Bowl is definitely the most used bag I have from Stashers, I also own a few others, sandwich bags, and find myself bringing both on trips, as they hardly take up any space. The 2-cup Go Bowl will run you $16 USD and comes in a variety of colors. I'd argue tires might just be more important than the wheels they are mounted to. So when I find a tire that I really enjoy, I think it's worth mentioning. The Kenda Regolith Pro comes in a variety of sizes, but I use the 29 by 2.6 inch version, and it measures out to roughly 2.57 inches, so pretty true to size. The overall tire profile on a 31.5 millimeter rim feels and looks very proportional. The Regolith comes in a few different casings. I use the SCT casing, which comes in at 970-ish grams, so not the lightest, but also not the heaviest. All right, so for bike packers, we like a nice balance, right? Something that rolls well, but also hooks up just as well. And while the rolling side of the Regolith is not that of, say, a true XC tire, that's okay, because its predictable quality gave me much more confidence on trail. I first started using the Regolith Pro as a front tire only, but I liked it so much I wanted to see how it would perform on the back, in between cornering and braking, and the overall feel while on a loaded rig. The Regolith really is inspiring. And while I didn't test them in very many wet conditions other than snow, on relatively dry western United States trails, they performed exceptionally well, and I would certainly recommend them for those conditions. And while the Regolith comes in a variety of different sizes, the 2.6 inch SCT casing option comes in at $75 USD. Anybody ever wonder how I take my footage like this? Yeah, this is how I do it. All right, so when I started my YouTube channel for BIKEPACKING.com back in 2020, I invested in a few tools to get footage. But as I was getting started, offering a visual experience that told a story or shared a product proved to be much more challenging than anticipated, and often impossible without something like this, an action camera. So the GoPro Hero 8 was a natural choice to accompany my Sony cameras to help capture the B-roll for my videos. The GoPro Hero 8 was relatively new when I purchased it in 2020, but camera tech certainly evolves quickly, with many improvements from the GoPro Hero 8 to the Hero 12, including more dynamic range with 8-bit versus 10-bit color, better image stabilization, better battery life, and a view screen on the front, making for an overall better experience. I just got this 12 a few months ago, and I've been super excited about the footage it's been putting out. And yeah, I think, and I'm hopeful it will last another 3 years. The GoPro Hero 12 starts at $350 USD. All right, I'm a big shorts guy. I love wearing shorts. I mean, I'm not a spandex guy. We'll put it at that. And so having a good pair of shorts is important for me. I've tested a lot of shorts over the years, and more recently, a lot of heavy-duty shorts from Kitsbo. But since they went under, I know, sad day, I started looking for other options. I'd heard of Club Ride for a while, but hadn't tested any of their gear until this year. And man, I really enjoy these men's rider short. So it's a sport fit, so it's a little bit tighter, and it's made from a recycled synthetic yarn, spandex, and a touch of cotton to create a nice, stretchy, breathable short. They're also really light and thin and almost feel like you're not really wearing a short over your chamois or wool brief entirely, which definitely helps reduce chafing, I've found. Because of their breathability and lightweight nature, the short does a really great job of wicking sweat or simply drying from rain or even a dip in the river. The 9-inch inseam is a nice middle ground, not too short, but certainly not too long. And the shorts come in a few pleasing colors, all for $70 USD. All right, so that about does it. Paired with a few items I nominated on our Gear of the Year awards, which is linked below, and this list, it's clear that we're surrounded by some really incredible products in this day and age. So, do you have any standout products that you used this year? Please put it in the comment section below. If you like what you saw in this video and want to see more like it, please hit that subscribe button and notification bell. It truly goes a long way. And if you want to help support us a little bit more, consider joining the Bikepacking Collective. The Collective not only helps support this YouTube channel, but everything we do at BIKEPACKING.com. The Collective has a lot of awesome perks, including the twice-yearly bikepacking journal, monthly giveaways, just to name a few things. So to learn a little bit more about the Bikepacking Collective, click on the card in the top right corner. You can also find a link below. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, pedal further.